What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is part of a series where I focus on Academy Award Best Picture nominees from a certain year and rank them from worst to best. Done such years in the past, such as 2000 to 2022. And I have also started my journey of 1990 Academy Award Best Picture nominees. So I've done 1990, 1991, 1992, and you guys guessed it by clicking on this video. I am now doing 1993 Academy Award Best Picture nominees and ranking them from worst to best. Just like the other years, this is one of those situations where there were 5 Best Picture nominees. So I'll be ranking them from 5 being the worst to 1 being the best, and of course, my humble opinion. And I will be curious to hear your guys' ranking down below in the comment section. But guys, enough exposition. Let's get started. So, kicking things off, number 5, we have The Piano. The Piano, I wasn't a fan of. I thought that the romance was something that was heavily focused on, but I really wasn't a big fan of it. I really wasn't. It's a well put together movie for sure, but I just found myself very distant from everything that was occurring. I didn't really care about much with what was going on, but it is well crafted. And I will say this, I do have a tiny bit of urge to revisit this film. And the only reason for that is because Jane Campion's latest film, The Power of the Dog, I loved. And The Power of the Dog was also a situation where I thought it was just okay. But I couldn't get out of my head, and then I decided to revisit it, and then I revisit it again, and now I love The Power of the Dog. So maybe that would be the case with The Piano, maybe. But for now, it's one of those things where I was kind of disappointed. That's why it's my number 5. But again, could change the future. The future does change, just like people's opinions. But yeah, that was my number 5. Next up, my number 4 is The Remains of the Day. So The Remains of the Day is a good example of a movie that is well put together. I love the cinematography. I think it's very good. Score is lovely. Costume design, production design, performances are excellent. Anthony Hopkins, per usual, killing it. But I felt rather distant to this movie. I did like it better than The Piano for sure, but I do think that it's an example of a movie I appreciated more than I actually liked per se. I don't know if I would revisit this film. I don't. But as it stands, it's all right. It's all right. If you have this higher up on your list, I can totally see that, and I'll definitely be curious to see other people's thoughts on this movie. But for me, that was just okay, and yeah, that's my number 4. Next up, here we go. We get to the nitty gritty. My number 3 is In the Name of the Father. This is a really, really good film. Daniel Day-Lewis gives an incredible performance. It is very, very, very emotionally compelling in terms of everything that occurs in this movie. Really liked the drama, loved the character development. It's just an overall very well put together film that also at the same time I found to be gripping. Daniel Day-Lewis, holy cow, man. What a performance. What a performance. Yeah, what a performance. And yeah, In the Name of the Father, that's why it's my number 3. Next up, my number 2. This is a film that I am retrospectively surprised it got nominated for Best Picture, but very, 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 very happy it got a Best Picture nomination, even though it didn't have a chance to win. But my number 2, we have The Fugitive. So The Fugitive, I love. It is one of those films where, from the first time I saw it, I always said to myself, this is a perfect film. This is what filmmaking is all about. A great example of a film that is thrilling. It's action-packed. It's rewatchable. High entertainment value, but there's also a lot of themes and messages to chew on. I mean, it does tackle some important themes and messages. There's no two ways about it. Again, not going to spoil anything, but just how it is. It's very well acted too. I love Harrison Ford's performance. Tommy Lee Jones kills it. He gives a great supporting turn. James Newton Howard's score, just really, really good stuff. Also, the fact that all of it's shot in camera makes it even better. I have heard that we are getting a 4K release of this, so when that happens, I will be picking up on 4K. But I will say it does look quite good on Blu-ray, and yeah, I love The Fugitive, and that's why it's my number 2. So yeah, bottom line is The Fugitive. It would have been my number 1. It would have. But here's the thing: number 1 came out. That's right, one of the greatest films of all time in my top 10 of all time. You guys probably guessed it. My number 1 is Schindler's List. A heartbreaking, hard to watch, but necessity viewing. Similar to Unforgiven, similar to Silence of the Lambs. I think that these are films that I am so happy won Best Picture, and they are necessity viewings for everyone. You don't necessarily have to be a movie buff. I just think everyone should watch them in general. Schindler's List in particular, though, I can understand why some people might be holding off on it because it is a hard watch. It is. But it's one of those things where I find myself getting very emotional each time I watch it, including crying. I mean, the ending does get me crying. The last couple of times that was the case. It's just a film that you can't help but really get engulfed with everything that occurs. It's a little over 3 hours for sure, but the length is very well utilized, is all I'll say. Steven Spielberg, incredible job directing. Everything about this film works. It's one of the best films ever made, in my opinion, and yeah, that's why it's my number one. But yeah, guys, those are my 1993 Academy Award Best Picture nominees ranked. I'll be curious to hear your guys' ranking down below. But yeah, I would say 1993 overall, I think, was even stronger than the other years. Because for me, you had, a movie that was disappointing, but a movie that also I can see myself revisiting down the line. And then you have a movie that I thought was just okay, but still not bad. And then you have a movie I thought was great. And then two movies that I deem as masterpieces. So overall, pretty good year for Academy Award Best Picture nominees. Yeah. But guys, again, let me know your thoughts in terms of your ranking down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, follow me down Letterboxd, and I will catch you guys later.